Okay, so I was watching a video by Shadiversity, awesome YouTuber. If you haven't, check him out. And he was talking. This was probably the first video I ever saw of his before I subscribed to his channel, and he was talking about the Goblin Slayer controversy, like the struggle snuggle part that got so many people's cunts aflutter, or like it had every cunt under the sun pissed off and not shutting up about it, and they did more to attract attention to it than they probably wanted to. Like, I found out about Goblin Slayer because of these dumbasses. Anyway, there was this one thing that Shaversi brought up. He brought up this, and he also compared it to like these horrible things that happened in like Wheel of Time, the books, the TV show I will never watch. I have no interest in watching. I still have to read the books first. Actually, no, it just sounds like they've done a piss poor job of adapting it. And anyway, there are these things. I think they're called the Forsaken, or is it the Trollocs? Anyway, both of these series, Goblin Slayer and the Wheel of Time, they have these things that when they have their way, they do really fucked up things to women and men, but no one really gives a shit about the men because we're collateral damage and expendable. Anyway, another example would be, actually no, there was a third one, but I forgot what it is. But you have these really fucked up things that happen, and some people, I think they miss the point when these horrible things are done, or why they're being done. They act like they're doing it for either a subplot or just to attract attention or to use titillating imagery. No. Well, the titillating imagery part I can't comment on because, like, I've seen the scenes in the manga that people are talking about. I don't see anything titillating. This does not arouse me. This disgusts me. It makes my penis shrink and retreat into my nutsack. And if you are a kid and you're watching this, you should not be watching this. So, anyway, they have this, and I think they missed the point because, well, one, they're an easily offended dumbasses who really are not that smart. But the reason they do this is to show you why these things should be destroyed, why you should despise them, why you should hate them, why you should salivate at their destruction and death. It's kind of like Darth Sidious. Now, you don't know why you should hate this guy. I think it's been years since I've seen the original trilogy. Well, actually, no, it hasn't, but I forget things real easily. But the prequels did a good job of showing you why you should hate Palpatine more. Why you should despise him. This was a guy who plunged the galaxy into civil war, caused millions of deaths, and pitted father against son in his final moment, in his last day in the galaxy. So, yeah, fuck him. And he's just evil to the core. And even if his actions don't show it, his personality shines through the evilness. Like, it ignites the evil signal in the sky. Palpatine oozes evil, and you know pretty easily why you should hate him and why you should salivate at the fact that Darth Vader threw him down that shaft. And I'm glad he did. Personally, I like the radio drama version better because Vader actually has some words for him before he throws him down there. But anyway, the same thing can be said for the goblins and Goblin Slayer, and especially that opening scene. Like, people act like it's this edgy, awful thing. I've read a lot of the manga. Well, up to manga 9 and manga 5 of the prequel and some other stuff. Anyway, I've read it, and it's not as bad as people... Like, it definitely has some dark scenes in it. It really does. But there's more brighter moments in it that I like. And plus, you get to watch a guy literally kill a species of rapists. Like, what's there not to like? You're watching an entire species of rapists get wiped out by basically what amounts to a combination of Doomslayer, Batman, and Guts. Anyway, and the point is, like, it shows how evil the goblins are, how evil the Forsaken or the Trollocs are. Like, they do these awful things because it just highlights their evil, how palpable it is, how much you should despise them, how these are not sympathetic creatures. These are not things you need to feel sorry for. These are people and things you want to exterminate. Now, this can be an unappealing concept. Like, some people prefer complexity. I miss the days when monsters were just monsters, when they were evil and they needed to be put down. Like, I feel sorry because people probably look at Ganondorf now and they're like, well, why isn't he sympathetic? Because that's not the appeal. Well, actually, I don't know the appeal of him because I'm not a Legend of Zelda fan. I've barely played any of the games. I want to now, though, because Osseo kind of explained some of it to me last night, and yeah, interesting stuff. But anyway. The point is, you have to show why something is evil, why you should be rooting for its destruction. That's what Goblin Slayer did pretty well, in my opinion. It showed how evil goblins and hobgoblins are, and how unredeemable they are. I mean, you do see in, I believe it was the Goblin Lord, you see some of his flashbacks. You see what happens if you spare a goblin. They will kill you, they will beat you over the back of the head with a rock, take your shit, and probably violate your corpse while they're at it. Again, if you're a kid and you were watching this, get out, please, for your own good. And, yeah, like, I don't really get this whole... Well, actually, no, I do think part of it is we have a bunch of oversensitive snowflakes and pansies who've had a silver spoon in their mouth and up their ass since day one, probably. So there's probably that factor. But, yeah, no, I think that's my main point. The main point is you cannot have a villain and not show why he is villainous, why you hate him. You need to have there has to be pathos and, well, not pathos. I don't know the exact word I want to use here, but you have to have motivation to hate someone. Like, this is something I say about myself all the time. I do not hate without reason. I hate within reason. There's a reason why I despise Bethesda with acrimony generally reserved for Disney. Anyway, that's the video. I know this one was probably brief, but I just really wanted to get this one thought out there, and maybe at some point I'll do a follow-up where I elucidate more on this. I probably should, but who knows. Anyway, that's the video. Have a nice day, and remember the game was rigged from the start.